I've been skating through Digital Park since the PS1 days, and I still remember the first time I landed a ridiculous combo and thought, whoa, this is the coolest game ever. When Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 got its remake, it felt like that magic was finally back. But the one thing that always bugged me was the missing piece of the puzzle, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Now with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, we finally get what felt like the most obvious next step, but does it really deliver? Well, yes and no. Let me start with the good, because there's a lot of it. The skating feels incredible, like genuinely, whether you're linking manuals into grinds or flipping off ledges into a revert, everything feels tight and responsive. It's one of those games where your fingers start doing the combos before your brain even catches up. That's muscle memory from 20 years ago. And it actually works here. Visually, the game is stunning. The glow of the sunset in San Francisco, the sparks flying in Foundry, the ridiculous level of detail in new maps like Movie Studio, it's all polished. I found myself cruising around sometimes, not even going for objectives, just soaking it in. But here's where it gets a little weird. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 was always a bit of a black sheep in the series. Not in a bad way, but in how it broke away from the classic 2-minute runs and gave you freedom to explore, find missions and talk to weird characters. In this remake, that part is completely gone. Every level, even Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4's levels, is shoved back into the old school time format. No more free roaming, no more mission givers, just 2-minute runs with a list of stuff to do. Now I get why they did it. They wanted consistency across the whole package, but to me it kind of flattens the experience, that's the way to say it, I guess. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 was more open, more experimental, and in this version it feels like it's been trimmed down to fit in a box it never meant to be in. Zoo without animals, Kona on a competition map, it's a bit of a letdown if you remember how those levels used to feel. There are also some head scratchers, like why do I need to unlock solo tour, which is basically how THPS 3 used to work. After beating the game, that should be available from the start, and while I love the new levels like Pinball and Water Park, it's a little odd that they made it in. But some iconic ones from THPS 4 didn't. Where's Carnival? Where's Chicago? Still, I can't pretend I didn't have a great time. The new multiplayer mode Hawk, which is basically hide and seek with letters, is actually genius. It adds a new way to think about the levels, especially if you know all the little secret spots. And create a park, it's the best it's ever been. Adding your own challenges and goals is a game changer. And the soundtrack is fire. Not every classic made the cut, but the mix of old and new works really well. You've got punk, hip-hop, metal, and all that high-energy stuff that just makes you skate faster. The roster is stacked too. Legends like Hawk, Mullen, Lasek are back, alongside a new generation of talent. There's even a couple of goofy unlockables that keep the spirit of the series alive. No Spider-Man or Dartmoor, but hey, Doomslayer, I'll take it. Or, I don't know, Ninja Turtles? So here's my honest take. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is a love letter to fans, but it doesn't quite hit the same emotional high as the 1 and 2 remake. Some of the decisions, especially around Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, feel like they came from a place of wanting to simplify rather than to celebrate. But when you're mid-combo landing tricks, you forget even you forget everything, you know, and that old school track hits at just the right moment. It's not hard to smile if all those things come together. So if you grew up with these games, you'll absolutely find joy here. Just go in knowing that not everything survived the jump from 2025 unhinged, but the heart of it, the soul of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, it's still pumping hard. You can trust me on that.